1 minute they love you, the next minute they can't stand you. Look at somebody and tell them, can't we just get along? If the truth was to ever be told, there are some people, not all people, who wish they could just stay away from people who have done them wrong. Don't look at me like that. If the truth was to be told, Sister Sally stepped on your shoes this morning.
Not so.
Maybe Bertha told you off. And you still got to show love in the midst of when somebody treats you nice.
She does.
But I come to tell you in this season, we have to walk in our God-given authority, and that is to love one another. I don't like her. She makes me sick. He makes me sick. I can't stand her. No, God didn't tell you when you felt like it. God told you this is something that you have to do. You do know that God commanded us to love one another.
Love yourself.
He didn't tell you to try. He didn't tell you when you feel like it. He didn't say when it's convenient for you. He said that we must love one another. What I found out is this, people of God, in order to walk in love, first you got to know what love is.
Come on now.
Tina Turner said, what love
Got to do with it.
got to do with it?
A whole lot to do with it.
It's just a second
And emotion.
But love is a little bit stronger than that. Love is not something simply warm. Instead, it's an attitude that reveals itself in action. Okay. I won't even look at you. But if the truth was to be told, how many people in here right now, you love everybody? I love to pick on one of my elders, Elder French. You know you shouldn't even raise your hand. If somebody rubbed you the wrong way, you gonna forget all about who you is and come on out of character. But this is the balance that we need in our churches today. But if the truth was to be told, how many churches can you point out that is really walking in love?
Come on, preach now.
I don't know Bishop Smiley, but have you ever had somebody to talk about your ministry? As if theirs is
So much good. Perfect. Nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing going on in there.
yes, I have gold goblets sitting. And you saying if I come to your church, you know doggone well you ain't got no golden goblets sitting nowhere. But Bishop Smiley, don't it make you mad? And sometimes you want to forget all about who's you mean. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just go there, ain't I? See, I ain't been saved all my life. See, when we gonna talk about a little love? See, there was every Sunday I came to church. I was like Medea. Got something that'll hold you. I want you to say something to me. I want you to act. I want you to say what I got something for you. I got something for you. Don't look at me. Don't you sit in them pews and act like you've been saved all your life. God done brought you from somewhere. You need to tell God, thank you. if you love Jesus like you say you do, then I dare you to jump up and start your next. Every now and then, you got to go to Jesus. You got to say, I don't want nothing. I just want to tell you that I love you. It means more to me than anything in the whole world. Now, wait a minute. You raise your hand, but if we love Jesus like we say we do, then we will do what he has called us to do in this season, and that's to love one another. If we love Christ, then we must prove it by obeying what he says. Well, let me ask you this question. How many of the 10 commandments have you broken?
Uh-oh. Better watch yourself, Pastor. Come on now.
That one, that wasn't quite, I didn't quite do that one, but if you took a poll of the 10 commandments, which one of them, which one did you really break? They don't nobody know that you broke them, but Jesus. That's reason enough to tell that man I love you. I love Jesus so much. It's because he has spared me in some places that I knew that I shouldn't have been in, but I was there and God made a way for an escape. It is so amazing to me that in the world that some people, not all people, seem to love better on the outside than they do in the church. Look at your neighbor and ask them this. Are you a walking advertisement? Are you a walking advertisement? That people can say that you love Christ. Are you a walking advertisement? That somebody really can look and say, you know, you really been with Jesus. I know you've been with Jesus. I see it all over you. Can we walk like that? That really means that you would put somebody else's problems before your own. Well, Pastor, you know, I ain't got no gas, baby. I ain't got nothing either. I was out of toilet paper, girl, child, me too. God will provide. Well, if you just get me, somebody gonna get me some church's chicken, I know when I leave here.
Or some rib tips. With some cold soup.
In order to show love, sometimes you got to listen to the ones that's before you. What I know about church folks, you're not going to tell everything. And you're not going to tell when you need something. I used an illustration in Morning Glory today is that if somebody bought you something, 50 folks don't need that Susie bought that for you.
All right, come on, come on.
You was acting in love when you got it. So why you gotta display it? Brother Anthony, you know I bought them shoes for Mother Copeland, you know. She wearing them, man. Ain't that right, sister? The problem with the church today is that the world sees us. Do we really love one another? All
right, come on.
Like we sing, we do. But grab grab your neighbor by the hand and tell them it's time to walk in our God-given authority. And that's the love one another. God-given authority. And it's time for us to walk in love one another. Now look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I don't know you, and you don't know me, but I love you. What I'm finding out is this beautiful. There's some people, not all people, who come to church that somebody never told them that they love them. They come to church seeking for something, but when they get it, they say, where's the love? You get more hate in church than you do. Oh, I know if you never invite me back, that's okay. I got the right shirt on. The problem is, if the truth wants to be told, how many really got that thing called love downtown? I come to tell you that it is a love thing. But now, in studying this text, here we find our brother John writing to the believers. John had written that he was experiencing great joy in that some of the believers was walking in the truth. It seems that John had been brought some bad news along the way of the church that had suffered division because of the work of false teachers. How many of you know that there are some false teachers in the world, and you have to be real careful that you don't fall in their trap? I don't know about you all. I was at work one day, and they were talking real good. You know, and Jesus asked, yeah, he is. And Jesus is, yes, he is. He's good. But this one thing about Jesus, he ain't going to help you. I said, that's where I got to stop the conversation. I said, the God that I serve, you won't get no busy signal when you ask him. He won't look at the caller ID and say, not today. What I know about Jesus, he will answer you. No matter what time, day or night, God will answer. He'll come see about you. If you're going through, I promise you, Jesus will come and see. But it messed me up so. I said, okay, well, there's no need of us arguing, because you know people like to debate. I said, that's your belief. But my belief is, he'll come and see. But y'all, remain joyful to the fact that some believers remain true to the gospel. Amen. Christianity had spread to many cities in the world, but the true teachers and false teachers was teaching at the same time. Let me put a pin right there. Have y'all ever took a poll, or have you ever looked at this world and you said that this world is gone mad? You say people killing each other, kids dying, this is happening. Then you say, God, why? He said, why ask me? I told you that it's in the Bible. Come on. Don't you know that when God sent all of that water on 94, it meant something?
Yes, it did.
Yes. Come on.
All the way to the top my dad 5 months ago. And my dad, I thought he was kind of sedated a little bit on that stuff. And he was talking. And I said, well, maybe this is the time I should be listening to him. So my dad, all of a sudden, he calls me Shell. He said, Shell? I said, yes, Daddy. He said, I want you to go to the church and tell the church it's time to wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
I said, well, you sure, Daddy? Because see, I'm thinking, like morphine, you high, you sedated, you talking, but you talking. So I said, I'm going to go and I'm going to tell the church, it's time to wake up. You have to look at your neighbor and say, I'm not your enemy. But we need to be fighting the enemy that causes us to fight one another. So I said that every chance that I got, that whatever church I go to and I was able to say something, I come to tell you that the church needs to wake up. The believers practice in walking in truth. They live their lives like the Father had commanded them to. And that was to love one another. Here is the flip in the program. John remembered the upper room teaching of Jesus that love was a primary way the world would recognize his disciples. Okay, I didn't quite get that, but God told me, look at Judas. Don't you know that you need a Judas to get you to the next level? You need a Judas to tell you what you can't do. You need a Judas to tell you that you won't make it. You need a Judas to say, I don't think that's going to happen in your life. So when I said, well, God, what do Judas got to do with this love thing? He said, did Jesus treat him any different even when he knew that he was going to betray him? I don't know about y'all, but if the truth was to be told, if you knew right now that somebody was out to betray you, you're not going to show no love to them. You kind of like go bag back and feed them, as Mama would say, with a long handle spoon. John stressed love. This should be the calling card for every believer. John, Peter, James, and John. What was so special about them? God had to teach them that this is the way that you're going to have to walk when I leave here. Because I'm not going to be with you always. What Jesus told them while he was gone, to follow his commandment, and that was to love one another. Put a pin right there. Who been in the army? Right. Well, now you know when you go in the army, you got to pay attention. And would you want to be fighting next to your comrade if he didn't know how to shoot the gun?
Nope. Nope.
Let me show you. We're only going to show you this one time. We're about to go out here and attack the enemy. I'm going to show you how to shoot this one time. Just don't shoot me.
No friendly fire.
So now you taught them how to shoot.
I don't want no friendly fire.
Look at your neighbor and tell them you're fighting the wrong enemy. You need to put the devil up under your feet. Stomp him back down as far as you can go. Tell him to get up off of me. You can't have me. say, devil, you can't mess with me. I'm too expensive. If the devil knew what he was messing with, he wouldn't be messing with you. So every now and then you got to remind him. You got to say, I'm too expensive. You can't handle this. Say you can't handle this. You can't touch this. So every now and then when you feel like he's dragging you a little bit, you tell him, get off of me. I'm too expensive. Jesus was a living example of love. Ask your neighbor, are you displaying love yet? I come to tell you, let's get busy and walk in love. It's easy to be nice and maintain a spiritual, front. But it's very hard to love an unlovable person. That's going to take a supernatural help. And that's what I call a love thing. Who in here is looking for God to do a supernatural thing that you know that is only going to be that God does? I come to speak to this house today to tell you to look for something to happen to you just like that. And when it happened to you just like that, if you got to pull your car over and give God some praise, you pull your car over and you give me some praise. I come to speak to somebody in here today to tell you when this supernatural thing takes place. I don't care if you in the grocery store, get your dance on. I don't care if you at the cleaner, get your dance on. I don't care if you get ready to walk to your house, get your dance on. I'm looking for God to do something this season because God said we got this love thing. Love thing. I come to tell you today, it's a love thing. Today's Sunday, right? Do the makeup run on Sunday. Don't you know that God can bless you on a Sunday? Okay. You know how you take some mail and group it up and you throw it to the side? That ain't nothing but some bills. I tell you to look back through it again. God will show up and he will show out just like that. your business in the street. Have a semi-truck come and run you over. Then say, you know what? I know you, baby. No, you don't. But you gotta love a person in spite of where they at. Come on, boys. I gotta look at my seat. But I come to tell you it's a love thing. You should look at somebody in here and tell them I'm about to please God for the love that I have for him. Just like that. We are on a mission to be on one man in one accord and love. And we'll neighbor on the shoulder and tell them, I love you. My son, this is my second oldest son. And my son will say, Mama, I love you. First thing I say, what you want? It's going to cost me to go in my pocket. I say, what you want? Because you telling me you love me too much. Then he'll say, Mama, I don't want nothing. All I want to do is tell you that I love you. To say before we put our mouths on people, we gotta say, I love you. Yeah, you ain't checked up, but I love you, baby. Boy, you a hard case, but I still love you, baby. I come to tell you that when you have real love for one another on the inside, not that phony love, that's when you'll see God's hand move on your behalf.